Did you know that the vast majority of people never step outside of their comfort zone? Yeah, that's right. Think about it for a second. Have you ever sat back and regretted not chasing a dream? So maybe it was that job that you didn't apply for or a trip you never took. I remember when I was a teenager, I had an opportunity to go to Greece for a summer. It was a babysitting job for a family I babysat for here stateside, but they were from Greece originally and wanted to have me there to help with the kids when they wanted to get out on adult-only adventures. I chose not to go. Not because of the distance or because I was uncomfortable with the family. Actually, I really loved that family. And at the age of 13, a couple years prior to that opportunity to go to Greece, I had gone to Australia on a student ambassador trip. So when I say distance was not the issue, I truly mean that. But I didn't want to leave my friends. Being with my crew was so much more comfortable than taking a trip where I had no idea about the place that I'd be traveling to. I still think about that decision to this day. And I know I was young. There's about 1,000 things that we can say about this, but the fact of the matter is, it is a regret that I still have today. So what is the deal with these comfort zones? They're these cozy little bubbles we create for ourselves where everything feels safe and predictable. Our brains love that. Same old is safe. But here's the catch. Staying in that bubble can seriously hold us back from growing as individuals and business owners. So today we're going to explore why it's super important to break free and chase those dreams that are just waiting for us outside that comfort zone. Now let's talk about the fears and beliefs that keep us stuck. You ever noticed how the fear of failure can be paralyzing, or how we often think that we're not good enough to pursue our passions? We can be our own worst enemies, right? We convince ourselves that we'll look foolish if we try something new, or that we'll fail miserably. Those limiting beliefs can make it so hard to take that first step. It's not always the fear of failure, is it? Sometimes it's the fear of success. Let's not forget about the fear of judgment from others. Yeah, hit that like button if that's ever been a factor for you. What if they laugh? What if they think I'm crazy? Trust me, you're not alone in feeling this way. It's totally normal. But we need to learn how to overcome these hurdles if we want to live our best lives. Here's a little secret. I still get caught up in these fears. I just have a pretty extensive toolbox at this point to work my way through it. So how do we combat these fears? First off, let's get your mind and body to a calmer state. So we can do this with some very simple deep breathing. You can choose whether some basic belly breaths will do it for you, or whether you want to do something more like box breathing, where you breathe for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and then hold for a count of 4 before you start the cycle again. Whatever style of breathing you choose, it's up to you. Just make sure that you're belly breathing and not chest breathing. Next, let's reframe our mindset. So instead of thinking of discomfort as something to avoid, let's see it as a sign of growth. Your comfort zone is called a comfort zone for a reason. So if you are starting to feel uncomfortable, that is a solid indication that you have made some moves. When you've prepared your mind and body to take these steps, start by setting small goals that push you just a little outside of your bubble. So maybe it's speaking up in a meeting or trying a new networking event. Each time you step out, it gets easier. And don't forget about the power of visualization. This is a really great practice. Picture yourself succeeding. Imagine how amazing it would feel to achieve that dream. Notice all of the details in this visualization. And if you need guided visualizations to access this, reach out to me. Surround yourself with positive influences. Seek out people who inspire and lift you up, people who want to see you succeed, people who will lovingly call you out when you're snuggled back up in your comfort zone. All right, let me share another quick story. A few months back, I was searching for a local community where I could get together with other military spouse entrepreneurs. Spoiler alert, I didn't find any. I knew that there were a few MilSpouse business owner groups online, which I'm involved in, that have in-person chapters, but when I checked to see if any of them existed in my area, they didn't. So I put on my big girl pants and asked the founder of one of those groups what it would take to get a chapter lead in our area. Seriously, I was hoping against all odds that she was going to say, oh, we can find somebody for you to do that, and just magically plant someone here to get it started. Trust me, I know how ludicrous that sounds. But also logically, I did know that the answer was me. The thing is, I've never started a group like that from scratch, asking people if they want to join my group, and then finding meeting spaces, creating training and agendas, organizing all of the things, and then standing up in front of them to lead the meetings. Can you say terrifying? But when I started putting out feelers to see what the interest level was, people were so receptive. People really wanted this for our community. So I knew I needed to do it for all of us. And you know what? That first time I stood in front of my group, my voice shook. My throat went dry. I could not drink enough water to rectify that. And I totally broke out in splotchy hives all across my chest. And they kept coming back anyway. You know, we hear people say all the time, if I can do it, so can you. And I think almost every last one of us thinks that's until we're on the other side of it. And the light bulb finally illuminates the truth. And that truth is, if I can do it, so can you. So let's recap what we've talked about today. Comfort zones can be super cozy, but they can also hold us back from achieving our dreams, which is super uncomfy. We've explored this common fears that keep us stuck and discussed the strategies to push through those barriers. We can agree at this point that stepping outside of your comfort zone is the secret sauce to unlocking your wildest dreams. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is your experience with comfort zones? Have you ever broken free, or are you still looking for that first step? Drop a comment below and let's chat about it. And if you found this video inspiring, don't forget to check out this video about breaking the cycle of self-doubt.